David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde will not be close. It's fight week. In this fight will be non-stop action. Two guys who don't like to take a backward step. And today I'm going to break down the key things going into the fight, so make sure to stick around. And by the way, I will be there live in Saudi with the Pain Game, bringing you live commentary, so make sure to tune in to the Pain Game YouTube channel. If you're new here to the channel, my name's Lawrence Oswecki, a professional boxer and also a former member of GB amateur boxing team. It's going to be a great night of boxing. 4 world titles on the line. Benavidez versus Yarde, Haney versus Norman, Rodriguez versus Martinez, Mason versus Noakes. What a night. But today, we're talking about the main event, the monster, Benavidez versus the beast from the east, Yarde. When it comes to heart and power, Anthony Yarde's up there with the best, and he loves to jump in the deep end. 27 fights, 24 KOs, and 3 losses. Let's be real, he went from fighting nobodies to killers in the division, Kovalev, the Crusher, and people will say he's past his best, but he was still a world-class fighter. He fought Lyndon Arthur and lost, but I think he was going through things outside of boxing. But in the rematch, he stopped him in 4 rounds. He later jumped in with Beast, Killer, pound for pound light heavyweight, pound for pound puncher, Arthur Beterbiev. He lost and got stopped, but so did every opponent beforehand. He gave it everything and gave a great account of himself. There was no shame in losing to him. And once again, he's stepping up to face another killer. You can borderline call it greedy. Has he not heard of a chill day? Netflix and chill. Unfortunately, early in his career, I think he had too many easy fights and not enough good quality learning fights to prepare him for the top dogs. People think that Yarde should leave his coach Tundi because in his fight with Kovalev, he told him to empty the tank and then got stopped. But let's not forget, the round before, he was close to stopping Kovalev, so had things gone the other way, people would be giving Tunde all the credit. But quite often in boxing, when things don't go to plan and fighters lose, the coaches get the blame, they become their scapegoats. People forget that coaches are humans, not magicians. You know, they make a judgment, give instructions. It doesn't always work. He may not be the most experienced coach, but the bond and the trust between the pair is so invaluable. Knowing the fighter inside and out is so important, and Tundi clearly does. Knowing when to pick them up and when to bring them down, and the fighter having trust in the instructions. Yarde didn't have much amateur experience. I think like 12 fights. He's been learning the hard way in the paid ranks, but he's now gained that experience, and he believes now is his time. Against Beterbiev, he had the faster hands, and he showed he had power because he was able to push him back, so obviously you respected his power. But the problem was, he would get greedy, get carried away, and end up getting caught. You simply can't switch off against a fight of this level, and it's dangerous. Be aggressive, but disciplined, defensively responsible. And when he was hurt, he would fight fire with fire, rather than using his brain, his feet, and give himself some time to recover. Against Benavidez, he will be the naturally bigger guy, probably the bigger puncher, but he's still got to be sensible, use his brain, pick his moments. And another mistake he made, but hopefully addressed, he would go back in straight lines with the Mayweather style without the Mayweather ability. When you've got that low lead hand in a Philly shell, you've got to have the distance just right and be focused, super switched on. But against big punchers who are more experienced, sometimes it's better to just pick your hands up. I'm being critical, but Beterbiev, he was a world-class amateur and he's a world-class pro, a pound for pounder. And the fight was competitive, it was back and forth, so actually, huge credit to Yarde. His last fight was with Lyndon Arthur, a trilogy, and he got the win, ended the rivalry. I actually fought Lyndon Arthur in the amateurs. I lost, it was a close fight. I thought I won, but it's amateur boxing. It is what it is. I'm not bitter. But he's a great fighter, a former world champion. He's fought Bivol, he lost, but he's a good fighter. Bivol's the #1 light heavyweight, undisputed, cream of the crop. It was a cagey fight between Yarde and Lyndon, but obviously it's a trilogy. They know each other very well. Yarde did struggle with Lyndon's jab, but he's got a world-class jab. And at times he was following Lyndon round, rather than cutting the ring off. Early in the fight, he lacked a sense of urgency, you know, single attacks, but in the second half, he did pick it up. He got up close and personal, made it a dogfight, and basically outworked Lyndon. Let's talk about the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, undefeated, 30 fights, 24 KOs. He's known for his pressure, his aggression, his combination punching, he's relentless, he physically and mentally breaks his opponents down. He was heavily avoided at 168, so he moved up. Nobody wants to fight me here. No problem. Next. He's fought the likes of Dimitri Andrade, Caleb Plant, Alexander Vosdijk. And I remember Alexander from the amateurs. We boxed around the same time. He was a world-class amateur. He was on the same team as Alexander Usyk. But he's got an amateur style. He likes to box at range. But Benavidez didn't give him any room to breathe. I like the way Benavidez combines high guard with a sort of Philly shell. The high guard reminds me of Winky Wright, who was the master at the high guard. Bearing in mind, Alexander Vosdijk, he's only been beaten by Beterbiev. He just constantly walked him down. He didn't give him any room. But that's what Benavidez does so well. Even when he's not punching, he makes you work. Then he just explodes into action. He's always working the body. He's one of the best body punchers in the business. And as the saying goes in boxing, kill the body and the head will die. Any young fighters watching, take note, master body punching. If you've got an opponent that's a good mover, good feet, work the body, it drains the tank and slows them down. All the good fighters, work the body, go and do your homework. When Benavidez beat Dimitri Andrade, Andrade was a 2-weight world champion, undefeated. After 3 rounds, Benavidez stepped it up, went through the gears and systematically broke him down and stopped him after 6 rounds. When he has you hurt, taste blood, he's your worst nightmare. His punch variety is unreal. He makes you think you're surrounded. He makes you feel like Bonnie Blue on a session. Before I give you my prediction, stay with me. Let's quickly talk about the face-off. Both guys were very respectful, no trash talking. Ade says to Yarde, when you were offered this fight, why did you take it with no hesitation?
I'm just real. Why am I in boxing if I'm not willing to fight the best?
I love that response. He's a true fighter. That type of mentality is born, not made.
Anybody I've hit, anybody, their legs have gone, even at the highest of levels.
He believes in his power, regardless of the level, because he's got that get out of jail punch. But because he's got that belief, like I said earlier, he gets greedy, and it's been his undoing. Ade says to Benavidez, what do you make of Yarde?
This is his 3rd time that he has an attempt to win a world title. So it's a dangerous fighter. He has a lot of experience. He's hungry.
He believes he's going to get the best version of Yarde because he's fought the best but came up short. But his back's against the wall. So that tells me that Benavidez is taking him seriously. Ade says to Benavidez, do you expect to stop Yarde?
I'm expecting to go in there and hurt him every single round.
This is why I love him. He's all action. He fights with the intent to kill. Ade asked Yarde the same question.
If I beat him, or in my mind, when I beat him, my stock goes up. I can look in the mirror in a different way now.
He said he's not thinking about the knockout, but beating him, the smile on his face says it all. He's motivated, hungry. This fight, it's going to be spicy. The respect's there. There's no trash talking. But trust me when I say it's going to be bombs away. And don't get me wrong, I love trash talking, building the fight, generating the hype. But when you've got 2 guys like these, it's not needed. The guarantee to bring the heat. Why do I sound like a Geordie? Heat, meet, the neat. Ah, that's because I am a Geordie. Let's get down to it. My prediction. For Benavidez, it's about proving his speed, his power, his pressure, his dominance at super middleweight translates to light heavy. For Yarde, it's about redemption, proving he can still hang with the elite despite losing to Kovalev, Beterbiev, and of course, still become a world champion. There's no doubt about it. The fight will be all action, well, as long as it lasts. But I believe one man's power, speed, ring generalship will be too much. And that man is the monster, David Benavidez. Just like everyone Benavidez fights, the pressure, the combinations, he just suffocates you. I think Yarde will be gasping for air. With Yarde's Mayweather style, Philly shell, I think Benavidez will just bust him up and break him down. I think Yarde will get sucked into a war, try and fight fire with fire, and come second best. Because on the inside, Benavidez has better punch variety and he's better defensively. Benavidez is a bad man. He's so efficient with his pressure. He doesn't waste anything. Everyone talks about his speed, his combinations, his pressure, but his defense is very underrated. He's got so many layers to his game. He's like an onion. His style's so unorthodox. Like I said, he goes from high guard to Philly shell, comes in low, just explodes. His rhythm pattern is so unusual. He walks you down with a high guard. You know, he throws his right hand like a jab. He goes up and down the gears seamlessly, like a freshly serviced Formula 1 car. Yarde's naturally bigger. He may be stronger, hit harder, but I still don't think he's good enough. It'll be competitive. He'll be in the fight to a point. David Benavidez, he has a way of taking your skill set, your tactics, your heart, and throwing it in the bin. I think Yarde can match Benavidez with single punch power, even surpass it, but that's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell me your predictions. And don't forget, the Pain Game will be there live, bringing you commentary. So make sure to tune in to the Pain Game YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.